Hi everyone, my name's Sarah. This is my first vlog ever, and I was really inspired to do this because I just came across this YouTuber named Little Miss Krista who does usually lifestyle and makeup videos, and she decided to make a post about chronic pain, and it was really personal for her. And I really related to that because it's something that's hard to speak about. And it's something that is hard to understand if you don't have it. And I was just so grateful that she did that. That was so brave of her. And I was like, damn, I should do that too. Um, because I think that people today, especially with social media and stuff, don't talk about pain, something that everyone feels, but when we don't talk about it, we really isolate ourselves. And I think it's something that, we should use these platforms as a way to support each other. And so I'm going to talk about chronic pain because this has been one of the hardest things I've had to deal with in my life. I just wanted to talk about some of the pitfalls that happen when you have chronic pain. So I made a little list. So one, feeling not worthy of being able to speak up about your pain. For example, oh, I'm feeling so horrible, but, I'm just being spoiled. Here I am sitting next to my nice fireplace. There's someone, who's starving somewhere, so my pain isn't valid. That's just not true. That's not how pain and the perception of pain works. You can't compare anyone's pain to anyone else's pain on a scale, because it's really all completely subjective, and it really doesn't matter anyway. I mean, just because someone else is suffering in a different way doesn't make yours not valid. And this worry of sounding entitled or spoiled, and this guilt, I don't even deserve to say that I feel bad, is really sad. I feel that a lot. And, it's just something to be conscious of. And then another one, I'll always feel this way, forever. So what happens with me is there's this kind of zigzag of up, feeling good, down, feeling horrible. So when I'm in those down parts, it's my time, my sense of time gets warped, and I'm like, wow, I've always felt like this forever. I mean, I can't even remember the last time I felt good. When I'm feeling good, I'm like, wow, I feel like such a positive person right now, blah, blah, blah. I can get over this. So it's really crazy how my consciousness will just switch like that. But over time, because I've had this for a while, I realize that. And when you take note of it, you'll remember it more and more. When you're in the bad times, you'll remember, okay, wait a second. There was that time when I did feel good, or, did this thing. And then, okay, worrying that people won't believe you. So I find it hard to sometimes talk to people about this. It's a really sensitive subject, and my worst fear would be that I would say something and then be completely misunderstood. For example, oh, I have chronic pain or something, which is already a weird. People don't really get that. They're like, oh yeah, I get headaches too, or oh yeah, I go to physical therapy or something. I mean, those are all valid, but it's I don't know. I guess it's hard to explain, but this is really a suffering of the soul. I feel physical pain sometimes and I'd feel okay, but when you're like really having chronic pain, it gets to you on such a deep level that it is so much more than the physical sensation. It starts to feel like your body is like a living hell. And so there will be people who will understand you. Hopefully, it's not going to be everyone. But I think an important thing is to actually tell people, be honest with them about how you're feeling, and tell them like what works for you and what doesn't work for you. Be like, oh, hey, actually, can you, it makes me like feel a little bit sad when you respond in that way. Or like, for example, sometimes people are like, oh, I have no idea what that feels like, but hope you feel better. I'm like, actually, that makes me feel really isolated. Just give another suggestion. Or just be like, hey, could I just get like a hug, or really whatever you need, because people don't know how to respond to those things. No one knows what's the right way. So really just telling them. And okay, and then why did this happen to me? Why did this happen to me? I mean, like when you make yourself the victim, I mean, everything is just you against the world. And I mean, all of these things I've struggled with all the time. But switching, I think, from victim mode to like observer mode, scientist mode, can be really helpful. So, and anything in life, like when shit happens to you, you can like use your body as like an experiment, like a laboratory. Be like, oh, okay, like that experiment didn't really work, or just kind of noticing like the day-to-day shifts, and take a real interest in your symptoms and your conditions and stuff, but not in a personal way. Just be like, oh, that's really interesting that that flared up like this whole week. It flared up, and like it will start to shift, and you will slowly start to shift the blame off of yourself, and become more of an active participant in your healing. And you have to, like, for any progress, you have to meet yourself where you are. You can't just, compare yourself to other people. That is just 100% not gonna work. Did that all the time and still sometimes do. Yeah. And then, okay, last one, doctors. I found that Western doctors were really not helpful at all and made me feel worse. This is just me personally, because I never got a diagnosis or anything. Was told to see like a therapist, a physical therapist, was told, I was stressed or whatever. I really find that holistic healing for me is better, because my symptoms are so all over the place, and when someone can see you as a whole and actually give you that time of day and a little bit more compassion, creates a much better ground for healing for me personally. So that's more what I explore now, and never really found any medicines or anything worked for me, so I don't really need any prescriptions. So yeah, changing your view from victim to observer, I think, is really important. Let your friends know. I almost felt like there was a period of time last year where I felt like I was coming out like of the closet with this, in the sense that I was like, no, seriously, like this is a big thing for me. Sometimes I really don't feel okay, and like this is something I'm going through, and just really needing them to understand me on that level, even if they didn't know what it was, just to be like, okay, this is like really, she wants this to be taken seriously, was really important for me, really important, that was validated. And okay, what I've learned from this is like, okay, is that on the other side of all this fear and all these horrible experiences, it's like flip the coin and there's only love. On the other side of all these experiences that you think are horrible, the only thing to really find at the end of the day is love. I'm not sure if I know how to like really talk about that. That's just my experience of it. In the same sense, gratitude, I feel like it has made me so grateful for the things that I do have, because when you go through a lot of shit in your body and your head, you're at the end of the day, you're like, you just see things in a new way. It kind of strips away, and one thing that I guess it has helped me with is like stripping away a lot of the bullshit in my life. I actually don't have the time or energy for things that maybe if I was feeling great all the time I would be doing, but wouldn't be so much in line with my path. Like I see people sometimes, I'm like, wow, I could never like have, I don't know, the time and energy to like pretend that much. I feel like it has made me a bit more like upfront person, and it's made me really really look inwards more than I ever wanted to, but connect with something greater than myself. It's made me highly conscious and actually spiritual. And it's definitely a process and it's not easy, but I like, if you're watching this because you're feeling like crap right now, I totally know how you feel. And all I want to do is be of service to people who are going through this, because I feel really passionate about this and I'm there with you. Thank you guys.